Hello, welcome back to List 1 MPA. Today's topic might feel slightly uncomfortable, especially if you're someone like me, independent, resourceful, like to figuring things out all by myself. When we move to a new country, we learn quickly. We compare, research, use AI because we don't like unnecessary costs. You might think, I can handle this myself. I understand that mindset deeply because I have done it too. However, if I tell you that making financial decisions on your own without understanding the system in the UK might eventually cost more than you think. Let's talk about it today. After becoming an advisor, there was once an ex-Chewy driver who called me. Very practical, very clear that he was just exploring. During our conversation, I could sense that he just wanted information from me so that he could possibly arrange a policy by himself later on. And honestly, before I became an advisor, I nearly did the exact same thing. I compared online, I tried to apply directly, hoping that I could skip the middleman's commission so that my policy premium could be cheaper. That's how I thought. So after the policies were chosen, application was nearly submitted. That time I read the final documents carefully. Then I realized something. Commission would still be paid, just not to an advisor, but to the comparison website. And that was the time I paused. Because I realized that the premium wasn't cheaper just because I skipped the advisor and tried to do it myself. The commission was simply redirected from a professional to a company. Then, if I ever needed help, instead of speaking to someone who knew me, in my case, I would need to call a customer service hotline. And that was the time I started to ask myself deeper questions. After speaking to many immigrant families here in the UK, I noticed something very common. Many people are very proud to say something like this. I bought insurance myself online. I respect that. But then when I ask them this question, is your policy written in trust? There is often uncertainty. Then I ask, do you know why trust matters in the UK system? Silence again. Not because people are careless, but because nobody explained how the UK system actually works to them. Let me ask you something. If your life policy isn't written in trust, where does the payout go first when you die? Does it go straight to your family, or does it go into your estates? And if it goes into your estates, what happens next? Does it need probate before money can be released? If that payout pushes your estate value higher, could inheritance tax become relevant? And if tax is due before probate is granted, when is that tax payable? If it's payable first, where does the cash come from if the family can't access the policy money yet? Now, add one more layer. In the UK, the average house price is already around £270,000, according to the data released by Land Registry in December 2025. And the inheritance tax new rate ban is £325,000 at the moment. Yes, if you pass a main residence to direct descendants, that would be extra allowance, but buy-to-let doesn't work the same way. So here's the real question for you. If house prices keep rising and you also have savings, investment A property with mortgage outstanding still. When you die, your life policy pays out, yet is not interest. Have you thought through the order of what happens next? I'm not here to scare you. I'm asking because many capable, intelligent immigrants assume that insurance payout automatically goes to the family. In some countries, that might be true. However, in the UK here, structure decides the outcome. Today, we all have access to information. We can ask AI anything, we can read forums, we can compare online. But let me ask you this, when it comes to underwriting decisions, are they fully automated? Or are they still reviewed by human underwriters at times, case by case? When insurer criteria changes, occupation risk varies, health disclosure are interpreted differently. Who keeps track of those week by week? Is it visible publicly or mostly discussed within the industry? Information is powerful, but interpretation inside a live system is somewhat different. Well, what I want to say is comparison websites are not wrong. They are efficient, good for price comparison. But protection planning is not only about price. It's about how a contract interacts with the system here in the UK. So the real questions isn't like, did I avoid commission? Because commission is usually built into the policy either way. The real question is, did I understand the structure behind what I bought? If you have ever thought, I don't need a middleman, I can research this myself, I don't want to be sold to. Really, you're not wrong. You're just being careful. But protection in the UK here is layered. And layered systems are often quiet until something serious happens. So maybe the smarter question isn't like, can I do it myself? But rather, ask yourself this. Do I fully understand how this works inside the UK legal system? And if the answer is, I'm not sure, that's not weakness, that's actually awareness. And awareness is where real protection begins. I hope this video helps you think and learn. Tonight, I have a small piece of homework for you. If you already have a UK life policy here, go and find the documents, look for the word trust. If you can't find it, or if you are not 100% sure if your policy is structured to bypass probate, you are currently in that probate trap. Don't wait until it's too late, because at that point, it will be impossible to change the structure. If you find this video useful, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, or share it with a friend who may need to watch this.